While this story matters, this piece offers a constructive counterpoint to the constant stream of negative news. Quick summary: this story highlights recent developments related to birds, showing how constructive action can lead to meaningful results. Landfill, on Majuli, which is said by many to be the world's largest riverine island, a cluster of ungainly birds peck at garbage. Here, on the river Brahmaputra in the northeast Indian state of Assam, these animals stand over 4.5 feet tall, bald, and with a strange orange pouch on their necks. And while it's fair to say they would probably never win an avian beauty contest, the greater adjutant storks Leptoptilos dubius play a crucial role in Assam's wetlands by consuming decaying organic matter, helping in nutrient recycling and promoting ecosystem health. She's right. Few birds are as celebrated or as integrated into Assamese life today as the greater adjutant storks. It wasn't always this way. Once a thriving species, they used to live in large colonies across Assam. By the 90s, however, deforestation of the tall trees in which they nested and a growing fear of the big flesh-eating birds saw the storks once so prominent that they featured on the port city Kolkata's coat of arms practically disappear from the landscape. Would you like to read more good news about birds, conservation, climate, environment, and India? We used to chase them away, pelt them with stones. Everyone thought they would bring bad luck, says 37-year-old Pratamakalita Rajwanshi, a subsistence farmer. But in 2007, they found an unlikely protector in a young PhD student, Purnamadevi Barman. When her research revealed that greater adjutant stork were at the edge of oblivion, with only 800 to 1,200 adult birds left globally, she was alarmed. The issue she faced is that no one she encountered like greater adjutant storks. The Assamese call them hajala, which means bone swallower in the local language. They are scavengers and tend to nest in colonies on top of trees, and wherever they nest, the ground underneath becomes a stinky mess of bones and poop. Locals regarded the presence of this scavenger bird as a curse, often cutting down their nesting trees and chasing the storks away. Barman, who had just become a mother to twins, remembers witnessing a tree felled with 9 nesting chicks inside, which distressed her deeply. When I picked up the chicks from the fallen nests and felt their heartbeat, it felt like the beating hearts of my own babies, she says. Some died in her arms. I cried while people jeered at me, and that was the day I decided to put my PhD on hold in order to start a community-led conservation campaign to save the storks. The question was how to break the societal prejudice against the hajila. My own reaction to those fallen chicks had come from my wounds, says Barman. I realized I had to get others to connect to the birds in the same way. Barman's idea of weaving the well-being of a species into the religious and cultural fabric of the community has several parallels. In the habitat of the pangolin in the Indian state of Maharashtra, conservationists established an idol of the scaly mammal in the local shrine and even started an annual festival to celebrate the services it provides to the community in preying upon agricultural pests. Similarly, traditional houses in rural Kerala often protect patches of sacred groves to provide a safe place for snakes revered in the local culture. And in Delhi, legends of a powerful Sadhu holy man believed to protect Mandabani, a forest on the city's outskirts, have ensured that it has remained unscathed by population pressure and the real estate boom that has engulfed most of the surrounding green area. Being Assamese herself, Barman began linking the hajila to local rituals and ceremonies. I did hold traditional baby showers whenever I found a stork's nest with eggs in it, she says. At first attendance was poor, but the ones who showed up helped sow the seeds of change. I went out of curiosity when my own baby was just 1 month old, Rajwaji says. The same ceremony had been performed for me barely months ago. I looked at the hajila babies and they were just as vulnerable as my own infant. It was only after this that Barman began talking about the vital ecosystem services the stork provides. Some remained unconvinced. Others, living in repressively patriarchal families, found it difficult to leave their homes and escorted to attend Barman's meetings. So she devised socially acceptable activities like cooking contests to draw them out. At these contests and meetings, I did make them play a game called The Web of Life, which made them realize how our destinies are inextricably linked with our entire ecosystem. Barman says. By 2008, Barman had managed to gain enough of a following that she started the Hajila Army with about 400 women. They monitored nests, rescued fallen chicks, and advocated with local officials to help protect the birds. Through village-to-village drives, the women began raising awareness about the positives of the ungainly stork and dispelling superstitions about it. Jump forward more than a decade, and as the pandemic took hold, Barman realized that in a region plagued with poverty, battered by disasters, and marked by outward migration, the long-term sustainability of the project would require economic incentives as well. Karabi Das 35 joined the Hajila Army in 2020. Until that time, she says, she would see the bird, but had never felt any love for it. A chance meeting with barman and the sight of a Hajula nest up close changed that. Not only did Das volunteer for the village-to-village program, she joined the weaving unit and began weaving the Hajula into stoles, mehala chadors, and gamujas. These products sold in domestic and international markets via the Hajula Army's retail